Hello! If you're watching this, probably seen the actual video showcasing Bad Apple and Khan Academy. This will be a just developer log of what I did, because I had a lot of thoughts while making this. And before I begin, I want to say that all this code is freely available in the GitHub. I'm going to link it on the main video and on here, so feel free to go there. My code is horrible, as I'll get into later, but it can give you either a starting point, or if you just want to deal with my horrible code, feel free to use it. So, how did I create this? Now, first, how did I get the idea? Study season on Khan Academy, got the idea. How did I create it? So Khan Academy has a programming type course. It's pretty good, I think. I haven't done it. Um, I already know this stuff. Um, but they have a processing JS kind of wrapper here that you can write graphics with, and that's pretty cool. You can do some cool stuff. Uh, like other people make like cool photos. I was like, hey, Bad Apple, anyone done this? Looked on YouTube, no one did, so I was like, got it. Now, to actually do it in, I decided to use Bezier curves. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. I could have done a raster type, um, so there would actually be black and white, but the width and height you can do is pretty limited. And um, doing Bad Apple, which has so many intricate parts, I guess you could say, at that resolution doesn't look that great. Also, isn't that impressive. It's kind of just like, eh. Um, so decided let's use some Bezier curves. Now, Bezier curves got a shout out. The legend himself. Oh, what's his name? Let me get him up. Who's done all the Bad Apple videos on YouTube. You know him already. Juneferno. This guy. Tons of great stuff coming from him. Um, and he did a video about a month ago where he used Bezier curves with Desmos. And Desmos is great. That was a great idea. Gotta hand to him. Um, so I was like, hey, I should just. He has his code open source too, so I went, checked out his code. I actually have it here. It's under Bad Apple, Desmos 3. Yeah, and I said, okay, let me just, because he didn't include the trace frame, so I said, okay, let me trace it. It ran for 5 minutes. I said, all right, must just, it's a lot of frames. I put a console log to see what frame I'm on, and 5 minutes go by, I'm still on the first frame. So that was not going to work. I could have left it just running like that, but I was like, nah. So I decided, time to learn a new programming language, and that language of choice was Rust. Why Rust? I heard it was cool. And it did not turn out to be that way, but it turned out to be very fast. Now, looking in the code, I've kind of functionized it. I have to leave for vacation soon, so I just want to get this out. But we just have an application that matches what we should do. And we got two different really modes of the application. We got frame stealing, like converting the frames to SVGs, and converting those SVGs to a Khan Academy object. Um, so the frames, it's pretty simple, I guess. There's a great tool I found called ptracer or vtracer, some company. It was open source. It worked. It had I had tons of problems getting it to actually work, but once it did, beautiful. Like, let me see. Example cutout. The example cutouts are flawless. Look at that. Um, I'm not sure. Let me bring up Junifero's video. His were very good, but not near this level of detail, I guess. Um, and let's see. Okay. Like his were good, yeah, but like that's a lot of detail. Also, I made it multi-threaded, so it can max out all your CPU cores as my crappy code runs, and I was able to process every frame in about like 4 minutes, which is pretty good for like 6,500 video frames. Comparing to an SVG with Bezier curves, pretty nice. So, and if you want to run that, if you like download it, you just do, let's see, setting up Git here, get to that later. Yeah, cargo, run, and then it's just svgify, like that. Um, cool. I even have like a little loading status, which is pretty nice. Cool. Um, and once we have the frames right, they all go in this nice SVG's directory. See all of them there, 6,572. And these are all generated with SVG Bezier curves. So if you don't know how to read path, it's pretty simple. So MO M00, that's just a move command. So move you can think of it like a pencil, right? You move the pencil to 00. Um, that doesn't matter though, because capital C or capital anything means absolute position. So absolute position 158.4, 0, 316. Wait, and this is a 6-point quote unquote Bezier curve. Calling it a Bezier curve when it has 6 points is kind of incorrect, but that's how it did. And then also, a fun thing right here is translate or transform. Because when I initially did it, right, I recorded a video, I thought, oh, this is great. Half the video was going into the left frame, or it was just out of frame. That's because some of the later frames had a transform on them. So I had fun dealing with that issue. Always check out the full file and don't just skip around. So the actual code for transferring that is an object. It's pretty rudimentary. You just have a glob, get the stuff, do a bunch of file writes, file reads. This is very inefficient code. I like literally copy and paste the same 3 things because that's the easiest way I could find to split a string and just take like the first element of it in Rust. It's still fast because it's Rust, but you Rust boys, if you like know a better way, please let me know. You can do a pull request on the GitHub. Uh, yeah, I apologize. So we just go through and like we just take out, so each C we want to take out and put it in its own array. Because the data structure we're using in Khan Academy literally just is an array of arrays of arrays, where each array of arrays is a frame, and the arrays in that array are Bezier curves for the frame. So let me see if I can get. Let me just go to one of my awks, because I do not want to retype that from scratch. Yeah, so if I just do the first 100 frames. Just rendering the actual video right there. And just do like that. And do like that. There you go. I love this dude. He always yells at me. It's beautiful. So this is an example of copy pasting 100 frames in. So here is the frame. We have a triple, da da da. So this entire thing, or each line, is a single frame. Um, in here we got x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, number x3, y4. I can't remember at this point. And then we got two translational. The last two are just for translating it. And it took a long time for me word processing because there's like about nothing online, and the stuff that is online, half of it doesn't work with Khan Academy's implementation of it. So, not a fun time. But the basic gist is at the top, I got it enabled, I got it done, I got an iterator, I also set the frame rate. The actual recording is at 15. I could have done 30 and saved a bunch of time, but I did 15, which is the video frame rate's 30 for the source video, but I did 15 because I was like, if there's a lag, 15 will solve that out. We'll never know. I'm too lazy to go back and do it again. It's like 4.5 minutes to record at 30 and 10 minutes to record at 15. So we come down. When I click, we just have this click to start. This is for me, for starting in between. Got a little reference, got a support link to Leukemia Society. And then we set the draw function, so by default it's white in the background. If we haven't started yet, just shows this click to start. We have started but we're not done, we get the array we're on, loop over all the Bezier curves, and do a Bezier draw. This looks horrible because it is. Now, a funny thing that I accidentally stumbled upon is processing JS with Khan Academy. If you access an array element that doesn't exist, it just doesn't care. I don't know why, but it just says okay, whatever. And that goes for a lot of passed in values too. So like this Bezier, I don't have a 10 or 11, right? I don't have that. If I remove it, it says I need it. But if I just pass in like a null thing, it works. I don't know. It just does. Um, so technically I'm doing a fake Bezier curve by doing it this way, but it works really well, so I'm not going to complain. And then also here we check where we throw the frames, then if we are, we stop and just print a message. Now, um, that, oh, and to generate that file, or generate the text, it's just cargo run, and then conify, put in an input directory, and then the output file. And then I'm using xclip from the terminal because if you ever tried copy paste that much text, it's such a pain. And you can use awk if you're on Linux to do like a line checker, just see if, hey, just want to get the first 100 lines or something for testing. That's nice. Um, and copying all that text really came out to bite me. Um, not because I couldn't copy and paste the text, it's just like browsers don't support really you copy and pasting that much text. Um, Before the translation issue, I was able to run all the Khan Academy stuff fine. It would like run the entire file. Um, but then like when I added translation, it couldn't do that. It died. And I don't think I have a photo, so I may not be able to, but like running the actual process took like 10 gigs of memory, right? And not like it took 10 gigs of memory. like the Chrome Task Manager. I'll show it real quick. Like the this browser footprint, 200K, 200,000K, nothing, absolutely nothing. Um, 10 gigs. I got 32 gigs of RAM. Never used that much before. Now I'm glad that I got it. So the actual video that's on the channel is just a group together of each 1,000 frames. So every 1,000 frames, it stopped, put in the new stuff, waited like 20 minutes for Khan Academy to calm down, and then ran it. Um, so yeah, not exactly what I was hoping for, but can I do better? I don't know. So let's see if we click to start, we'll run this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look. Um, that was just a really small amount. I'll just save it like that. I have something. All right. That's another thing. When you get that many lines, Khan Academy just does not save. It doesn't want to. Um, so, I'm gonna do the first 360 frames, and we'll do it like that. Because I want to like have something here, and people watch and be like, oh, I'm gonna upload that or something. But I can't put the entire video because that would just crash people's computers. Now I can't put sound. I am a sucker, and I read the guidelines, so it's like sound programs. You can only do in the sound picker. I'm like, oh, bruh. Okay, I see ya, I see ya, but not really cool. Um, so the sound is added in post. I did have to stitch it together a bit, like speed some clips up or slow them down. Mostly, I just made the clips under 98%, since I have to double for frame rate and then subtract some because processing JS is kind of just not exact on frame rate, believe it or not. See, the saving's not working even with just 180 lines, or how many I did in 360. It'll take a while. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what else there is really to talk about. It was nice. The SVGs turned out good. If you do want to help out the code, or you want to edit the code, review it some more, you can check out the GitHub. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Ciao.